Hello everyone and welcome back to IMO Reviews. Today we are discussing The Little Mermaid. Directed by Rob Marshall and starring Halle Bailey, Melissa McCarthy, Javier Bardem, Daveed Diggs, Jacob Tremblay, Awkwafina and Jonah Hauer-King. Here we are with yet another Disney live-action remake that nobody asked for or needed, and this time it's The Little Mermaid. Diving into the positives, I actually quite liked Melissa McCarthy in this, and I am not a fan of her work. So this was quite the pleasant surprise, to be honest with you. She's very good in Can You Ever Forgive Me, and I really do wish she would take similar roles to that. But fair play, I thought she really understood the tone, and I thought she hit a pretty solid, hammy, cartoonish note with the character of Ursula. I think that's about as accurate of a live-action performance of that character that you can ask for. She offered a real zing and life that I personally found enjoyable. There is the odd moment here and there that I did like and I thought was well done, but I really do mean moment. Usually in that briefest blink and you'll miss it scene where a character would just smile in the mirror or quietly help somebody. They were the only real times that I felt like there was some character actually shining through in this movie. I also laughed at the film a few times. Once with the film, Scuttle had one good joke, but every other laugh was at the film, which ultimately brings us to the negatives, and boy are there many of them. Prince Eric cannot sing to save his life. He searched for every pitch and note in his song and consistently came up with nothing. He managed to hold every single bum note possible. It was ear-scraping. It actually made me wince. And if you think his singing's bad, wait until you see his acting. My God, we might as well have just had a plank of wood there. That's the level of presence this actor offers. He is lifeless, and equally I felt lifeless watching him. And then, just to make it even more gripping for the audience, they play him up against a mute girl who is equally not a great actress. Geez, you really can imagine the sparks flying between these two. And when it is these two together on screen, the film just dies the most belligerently boring death ever conceived on film. Also, -1 point for this film because I don't know why, but the bird can apparently just breathe underwater and have conversations with mermaids and the fish. I can't help but feel like kids are gonna go home and throw their budgie in the fish tank. Allow me to elaborate before Disney have a birdemic on their hands. Do not put birds in water, people. Why couldn't they have had Ariel just come up to the surface and talk to him on a rock like they literally do later on in the film? That's the level of thought put behind this film at times. It really does show. It looks awful. The CGI is appallingly bad. Everything looks so fake or so dark, you really can't tell what's actually happening half the time. What is supposed to be quite an emotionally powerful scene when Ariel falls out with her father and he breaks her stuff, I genuinely couldn't tell what he broke. It was displayed that poorly. How can it cost this much and yet look this bad? I have seen PS3 cutscenes that look more realistic than this. Don't get me started on the lighting. I laughed my arse off when the sun seemed to make a perfect spotlight on cue with her musical numbers. The redesign isn't imaginative. Making everything look real does not make it more interesting. Flounder and Sebastian are actually hideous to look at, and in turn it removes any real possibility of choreography. Real fish dancing doesn't look like dancing, it just looks like stuff floating around. It really didn't achieve anything. How does it not look underwater? Why does it look like they're sort of in outer space? Everything's so floaty and nothing looks wet. And like all the other live-action remakes, it either does a beat-for-beat, piss-poor job of what the original does so much better, or what it does add is so miserable and poorly done that it offers nothing and ceases to justify its existence. Under the Sea, better in the original. Kiss the Girl, better in the original. Scuttle's song was painful. Truly, truly pain to my ears. This is what you've added, Disney. This is better than the original, is it? Having someone who sounds like a 50-a-day smoker going, "I've got the scuttle bug! Let's go, let's go, let's go!" Let's go and put this film in the trash, why don't we? It's all so lifeless and soulless. I felt nothing except bewilderment as to why this is happening and what the bloody point is. So I'm going to give The Little Mermaid a 1 out of 10. This was a miserable experience that offered absolutely nothing, with some of the worst, lifeless performances I've ever seen. If you love the original, just watch that one again, because it will give you everything that this one absolutely miserably fails to deliver on every single level. Thank you for watching this review. Please be sure to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and please do hit the comment section as well. Have you seen The Little Mermaid? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. And of course, if you haven't had enough of this crazy ginger, you can always click on these suggested videos right here and get yourself lost in an IMO wormhole. But if not, take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next review.